Welcome back to another episode of
Family Meeting.
My name is Matt Glass.
And I'm AJ Tenari.
And this is Family Meeting, the show where I will tell the audience right now that a grilled cheese in London is referred to as a cheese toasty.
And that'll do it for this week's episode of Family Meeting.
Yeah, honestly, that's about enough for me too, and probably for the audience.
We'll see you next week for a regular episode.
Welcome to WatchMojo.com. This is Family Meeting, our laid-back, sort of loosey-goosey, righty-tighty, lefty-loosey
Talk
podcast
about whatever we want
discussion.
With the very broad context of music as a concept.
Where this one is probably going to be more of our like self-centered episode, if I'm being honest.
This is our self-glaze episode.
Where me and AJ are going to discuss some of our favorite and just notable recording experiences and or episodes.
Exactly. I mean, February is the month of love, so it's time to talk about this project that we love so much, some of our favorite moments.
Yeah.
And it's fitting since the podcast is going on hiatus for a while, indefinitely at this point.
At time of recording, also, it is a day after the 3-year anniversary of the first episode being uploaded.
That's right. So it's very fitting that we're talking about this. Wow, man, 3 years.
Yeah.
3 years.
3 years. Man, guys, watch Kid Nation. Those kids worked so hard.
Yeah, they suffered.
They
just
really
like
did.
us.
We're going to probably just distill it down to 3 categories. Favorite, like, bits and quotes between me and AJ, just the two of us. Some fun outside recording circumstantial experiences that I think are worth talking about. And then maybe just some of our favorite, like, guests or guest moments or whatever.
Little discussions.
Whatever pops into our brain.
I also got like a little like list of some of my favorite episodes. If you're new to the show and you want to check out some of our favorites, then this is like a good list to check out.
We offer it all, guys. We offer the hard-hitting musical critiques and analysis.
We are the premier music discussion podcast.
But then we also have we have episodes that for people who don't like that happening.
Exactly.
And that's why we bring Tom into the mix.
We got we're the yin and the yang, the two wolves inside all of you. I guess I can go first. I think starting off with just like one thing that was just really cool from this whole experience was just the fact that we got monetized at all. Was a really crazy moment because it was decently early when we started the podcast and just kind of came out of nowhere.
Yeah, that was wild. Right before they raised the cap.
Exactly. Granted, the qualifications for getting monetized were a lot more generous back then, but it was still really cool for it to happen. Like we made an ad for Spotify for podcasters.
That was kind of cunty, low-key. Low-key. I feel like we kind of slayed with that.
Dude, we did. It was kind of tight. It was a lot of fun.
Especially recording that in like our old ass like radio station studio at our college.
Yeah.
Like I thought we did a pretty damn good job.
I agree. Sounded like almost professional.
I feel like that's the only thing of this podcast that people would say that about.
We're almost professional.
We're almost professional.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, honestly, that was kind of wild. We didn't make like a lot of money. I think it was like $2
We made
total.
$2. Yeah, but the fact that like we were still able to make those qualifications like on episode 11 of like the show was pretty cool.
No, for sure. I think like trying to upload regularly definitely helped with that too.
For real.
And then that was the nice moment where our episodes weren't like an hour and a half long.
Yeah, they were still in that like sweet spot of like 50 to like an hour, like 15.
Yeah, and you know why that is? It's because I didn't write notes for like any of the albums that I brought on. So I'd be like, yeah, I like it, you know? Like
who can forget the episode where he talks about Hurry Up, We're Dreaming?
Oh, my favorite. Or X and Y by Coldplay.
Exactly.
Getting monetized, that was kind of wild.
Yeah.
I think that definitely went to my head a little bit at the time. I was like, oh shit, we're like
monetized podcast.
Like up and coming. Wow.
But yeah, I think that was just like a cool kind of like milestone that like I kind of hold fondly. Even though it didn't last, I think it's just still like a cool achievement that like I could say happened.
No, for real.
Yeah.
Like I feel like we definitely tried to ride like the podcast wave because
exactly.
I mean, we were like around the time where we actually had the capabilities to do this and start this. This was like in the middle of the wave of just endless podcasts that were coming out.
Yeah.
And we were like, let's try our luck. So.
And look at us now. Doing it for the love of the game.
Thank you to everybody who chooses to listen to us.
Exactly. We appreciate all your constant love and support. But man, what is your, I guess, like, some favorite things about the podcast?
Ooh, favorite things about the podcast. I mean, right away, I know I've mentioned this a few different times on a few different episodes, but like the little like development hell that we went through trying to get this uploaded over the most simple thing.
I know, it was literally we just needed someone to take our fucking picture, and that took like 3 or 4 months.
Yeah, it was crazy because I think we had already recorded like
6 episodes.
Was it 6?
Yeah,
I thought it was like 3.
Because I think we started recording around like October, November of 2022, and then it didn't come out till February of 23.
That's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, honestly, it was so funny because it was really just because our photographer's schedule, it's our good buddy named Mike,
who you can actually hear in a couple episodes, as he called us.
I think 2 back-to-back.
2 back-to-back. I think it's episode 56 and 57.
That's crazy. Yeah, 2 back-to-back episodes. You could hear him, and he was just a really busy guy when we were all going to college together. Like, all the time, he was taking freelance gigs, all that shit. And just like we'd be like, all right, are you good to take the picture this week? And he'd be like, nah, not really.
He does talk like that.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Family heads, you do know this if you listen to all of our episodes.
My favorite, oh my god, when Mike, you're in the middle of calling us. God damn it!
I'm sorry. Oh, shout out Clumpy, we love you.
Fucking love you, Mike. But yeah, no, it's just so funny. And then I like our season 1 picture.
Me too. It's kind of iconic,
especially when we established. For some reason, it took me 2 years to notice that my feet were not planted
flat on the
ground.
They're just like slightly angled.
I never noticed that until now. Which it must have been like an in-between shot before, like when I actually did it, and then that was the one we used. I feel like though that does kind of describe our personalities down to a T. Oh my gosh.
And it almost happened again for this most recent thumbnail too, which is funny as fuck.
I tried to do it on purpose this time once I noticed it. Oh my gosh, that sweater is gone.
Yeah, rest in peace, into the ether.
Wherever that thing is, that Goodwill sweater.
Exactly.
But yeah, I think honestly, just general podcast things, that's like one of my favorite little tidbit facts.
That was fun. It was also fun, like taking all the thumbnail pictures.
Oh my god, yeah.
And how we just kind of evolved them over each season.
Our second one was kind of cool, not gonna lie.
Dude, we had Aura.
We did.
In season 2.
We were monetized once.
Yeah.
We made a $2.
And then Family Vacation happened.
Oh my god, yeah.
Yeah, that's one of my least favorite memories. That was a bad choice on my end.
Jesus Christ. And then like I was like, oh, I can help him out with Family Vacation, no problem. And then I realized it was horrible.
Yeah, that's why we don't do it anymore.
Honestly, I'd accept doing Family Vacation if it wasn't weekly.
Exactly.
That's really the big thing.
I will say, because I do have one of my other favorite moments is like some of the reviews that I wrote for Family Vacation I was actually really proud of. Like the Dua Lipa one, the Maruja EP, and then the Deep Fantasy album. I actually really liked how that turned out. And also The Life Is But a Dream by Avenged Sevenfold.
Oh yeah.
That was a classic.
That shitty album.
I was just like really proud of like the reviews that I wrote for them and just like kind of dipping my toes in the water of like a more kind of formatted review, like I guess format. It was kind of a neat change of pace, and I was just kind of really proud of like the content that I made with that. The actual process sucked, especially because we did not have our recording device yet, so my process was a fucking nightmare to edit.
Would you like to dive into how you recorded your Family Vacation?
So, like Matt's had mentioned, season 1 and 2, we recorded our podcast in like our old college radio studio. So when we did Family Vacation, we didn't have like the recording like equipment we do now, but I'm a videographer, so I have like a camera and like a boom mic. So what I would do is I would record video clips of like my whole script, convert all of them to audio, and then put them together in Audition. It's scuffed as fuck, but that's like the means that I had.
And honestly, like, you couldn't really tell, if I'm being honest.
I appreciate that.
I feel like there were no like true audio issues with with really any of your family vacations.
Thank you. It was a fucking nightmare, and I'd never want to do it again. But
a nice shotgun mic.
Exactly.
Podcast recording.
I had to turn off like the heat in my house, go into like the back of my basement where it's like the most soundproof, and just sit there for like an hour as I record my lines individually.
It's also just so weird, like by yourself, trying to sound like normal and like, but also reading off a script.
Dude, it's hard.
I give the Watch Mojo lady credit. I really do.
Miss Mojo, shout out. Actually, that's a different channel.
Oh,
Sorry.
That's true.
Yeah.
Miss Mojo is a different
It's for
channel.
the ladies.
Oh, yeah. Watch Mojo's for the boys. Oh, man. Yeah, no. I honestly, like, I would agree. I was kind of proud of, like, some of my family vacation reviews, especially, like, diving into the shit show that was Viva Las Vengeance.
Yeah, that was a good one. That was a lot of fun.
I think also tearing into the new Bleachers album, or the latest Bleachers album, was definitely a fun moment. Not like as a listener and a fan of Bleachers,
But it's to talk about.
but I was just like, wow, this is kind of ass.
Yeah.
Not gonna lie. Speaking of which, they're apparently releasing a single on my birthday.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, and I feel like I need to sue him for that.
Is that everything you've ever wanted, Matt?
Yeah, no. After the last album, definitely not.
Yeah. No more bleaching out here.
Listen, I held on to every maybe, and sha-la-la, it drove me crazy. Am I right?
Amen, brother. I'm no longer a bleacher.
Then I saw her face. Now I'm a bleacher. Not a trace.
A jack in my mind.
Whoa. And tonight. Ooh. Did you enjoy that, audience?
I loved it.
I sure did.
Me personally.
Oh, man.
Now, what's another one of your favorite moments?
Oh, yeah. I forgot that I wasn't actually going.
That's okay.
Sorry, my bad.
Hey, that shows this is a good idea.
You know, in hindsight, the Pentatonics whole
Debacle.
shebang.
Yeah.
That was so wild.
That was crazy, man.
Because that was like one of the first times we ever got engagement, like ever.
And it was our second episode that we ever released.
But our first one that we ever recorded.
Yeah, you can tell it sucks. That's an awful, awful episode.
Yeah, it's very dry. I think we're still trying to find our footing. If I'm being real though, the order of the first two episodes is flipped compared to the order of recording.
Yeah.
Like me and AJ and then our guest Paul recorded like the guest episode first.
Yeah, that was the very first episode we ever recorded.
And then we recorded the
actual first episode,
which was West Coast Pop Art
and Steely Dan.
Yeah. We flipped it compared to the order of release. And honestly, you can just, it's night and day. Just
I know.
the energy in the room. It's so funny.
Yeah, and you know what? Maybe those Pentatonics fans were right. That episode sucks.
Yeah, no, honestly. I mean, to be fair, like, not to really sound like Tom, but if I listen to those albums again, I doubt I would like them anymore.
I agree. I mean, I still stand by my opinions.
Oh, wholeheartedly, yeah.
I just feel like our execution was not great, and we've gotten better as we went on.
Oh, definitely,
course, yeah.
Definitely. Honestly, I would say that just like as a general thing with our podcast, I feel like my notes kind of start to sound a bit more cohesive. You know, once I started actually taking them for season one, it definitely helped.
I agree. I mean, I feel like we just got it more kind of just deep with like the album specifically. It was a lot less surface level. We were able to kind of point out things a little more eloquently as we went on, which is it's just practice.
For sure. I think when we also kind of exposed ourselves to more bad albums,
yes,
it kind of helped us get shit out of the way. Almost, if that makes any sense.
That's fair.
But yeah, honestly, having that much like
engagement,
like almost like uproar, like in our second episode ever was honestly fucking wild.
We had like 6 subscribers. That shit was crazy.
God, I also remember like you text me like, hey, we got some like bad reviews on our episode. I didn't think that people like cared about them that much.
But there's a fan base for everyone. So if you were offended by our Pentatonics opinions, sorry. We still stand by them.
Yeah.
Listen to our April Fool's episode. You'll hate it even more.
I think also, like, not for nothing, but 3 years, a lot happens in 3 years, and I also feel like we've grown, like, so much.
100%. That's just kind of like that's funny in hindsight now.
I could definitely say that, like, my overall approach to listening to music in these last 3 years has changed drastically.
Same here.
Kind of an aside thing with that. I realized I haven't really like listened to music just like without taking notes or whatever in like a long time. Because usually I'm either listening to music like at my job, or I'm doing it for this where I'm like writing notes alongside it, maybe after like a couple listens. Yeah, no, one thing about this hiatus that will be fun is just like being able to just kind of like stare up at my ceiling and just dive into an album again.
Hell yeah.
I realized I don't think I've actually done that in like a very long time. At least not as consistently.
Nice, man. That'll be a nice reprieve from the formula.
Definitely. Before we come back and review Bangarang by Skrillex.
Exactly.
It could be Tom Hates albums.
That's also true. A lot of people like it.
People do really like it, and I could talk about it forever. But yeah, no, I would say the Pentatonix Uproar. It's definitely up there for me.
In hindsight, it's fascinating.
It is also really funny how angry they got too.
I know. They did not hold back.
Like, granted, I do agree maybe our execution could have been better.
Yeah.
Especially given the fact that our guest was also not entirely the best speaker.
No.
No offense to you, Paul.
Yeah.
But like,
I mean, we didn't really provide. I mean, we provided criticism, but in like a very kind of mocking way, as opposed to just kind of more formal. So
yeah,
I get it. I understand. But on a less, I guess, egregious note, one of my favorite recording experiences was the Residence Beatles episode.
I was gonna say that one too. That was one I wrote down.
Hell yeah. There was just such a chaotic day, and for honestly one of my favorite episodes you ever recorded. I really like that one.
Oh, it definitely came out really good.
Yeah.
Like, for a little bit of insight too into that. So because we were using our college's old radio station, it was being shared with students that were using it for their radio show. So I believe it was that episode we took like a break because we were recording in the middle of their scheduled time.
Yeah, so we got kicked out. Then we got food.
We went to Wawa.
Came back. There was someone else doing another radio show. So then we waited again until it was like 10 o'clock at night. Then we recorded for like maybe like another hour, and then there was an emergency drill that happened, which you can hear in the episode. The alarm go off.
That shit was so freaky too.
Yeah,
because like The Residence is a very uncanny album. So hearing like evacuate the building after like talking about and listening to Scrats. That was,
and we're like the only people in the building as well at this point.
I think there was also because there was like a general meeting area like near the radio station.
Yeah, and
I think there were people that were there. One of our friends was actually high in the building when the alarm went off.
Yeah, so we met them outside in the parking lot being like, yo, what the fuck is happening?
Which was fucking hilarious. Yeah, that episode was really fun. And I think it was also just cool, like, thematically, too. Like, the Beatles versus the Boodles.
The antithesis. The
Adels.
Yeah,
the Adels. Well, the Residents really are the Adels.
They are.
Yeah, I actually really liked that episode, too. I think honestly, like, as much as my warmth toward the Residents has like increased over time, I still stand by my opinions on that episode.
It's valid. Yeah, it's not like an album you go back to listen to all the time.
But God, there are memes from it that are incredible.
Exactly, man. You got to see that in Fantango. I think also one of my favorite moments actually came from the episode itself, which was you telling your story about Blackbird.
Oh my God, yeah. That shit was crazy. It like unlocked a core memory. That piano. Because me being the guy who plays keys, I start to think about like, oh, I wonder if I can like try and go back into my mind and think about what kind of piano it was. It was an upright.
Oh shit!
It was beat up. It was like, I mean, it was in a Subway. I doubt they're gonna have the most pristine Steinway of all time, just
of course,
up against the wall. And the guy looked really disheveled too, I remember. But like, I remember hearing like the dun 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 dun. It sounded all like low and rumbly. But it's almost like a memory that feels like it didn't even happen. Yeah. My parents like remember seeing the guy, but they don't remember the song.
I see.
Because I asked them about it later on.
Yeah.
But it's cool. Like, it's weird to have a song that kind of randomly resonates in a deep part of you from a long time ago. Even if it like still sort of feels like a dream.
Yeah, I mean, like, the way that you describe it does feel very dreamlike. So it was, like, what, like, really late at night?
Yeah, and I believe we were seeing Mary Poppins on Broadway.
Yeah.
And it was also, like, winter time.
I see. So the very, very surreal kind of circumstances.
I also don't remember, like, getting on the subway, getting off the subway. Like, that's the only... Yeah. That was, like, when Matt, like... I mean, I might have been... I think I was, like, not to make a joke, like, 6 or 7. But maybe actually 5 or 6. But low-key, that was like one of the only moments where I had sentience for like a couple of seconds.
Yeah, and then you flashed out of it.
And now I'm here.
Exactly. That shaped me.
Any moment between right now and that moment has been a blur.
Like, you're going to forget about this when we're done recording.
Yeah, no, honestly, that was a neat moment getting to share that for sure.
Yeah. I think that's a cool kind of thing this podcast has brought me, is just kind of being able to talk about my memories associated with music and just like how it can really just kind of show like who I am as a person and just like what it's done for me in like my life.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
I feel like that also, you can really see that come to fruition with like just the albums that we bring on.
Oh, absolutely.
Too. Like, once I kind of got out of the indie trash phase of season 1, I felt like the quality of albums that I brought definitely started to get better. And I can only thank this podcast for that in all actuality, because I feel like it very much expanded my music taste.
Hell yeah, man.
And helped me like see what I look for more in music, for sure.
I would agree. It also definitely helped me like, kind of open my mind up a little more, because I felt pretty set in my taste.
Same.
Yeah. But then like having like our guest appearances or like stuff that you brought on, where I was like, damn, this is a realm I've never kind of delved into, but I want to see more.
Damn, I never want to hear Bastille ever again.
And that it did.
Oh, man. Yeah, I still have a soft spot in my heart, but God, that album does suck. That album is fucking dog shit.
It's bad.
Oh, my God. Let me see. I guess it's my turn to share
I think it is.
Share a moment.
A quirky little memory.
We're going to start going to some of the bits.
Oh, yeah. Fuck yeah.
I think one of the most, like, I love when you and I just kind of get into laughing fits over the dumbest shit.
Yeah.
My favorite one definitely has to be from the Alive 2007 episode.
Yeah.
Because there were two from that episode. The one was when I was saying that,
this track,
it just might be.
That one fucking got me.
That was a good reel.
That was so good.
I feel like I'm kicking myself that I didn't make captions for the earlier episodes.
Yeah.
Because I feel like they would have been like so like funny if I did. There was that one, and then also just the reoccurring bit of, by the end of this episode, we're gonna find out if we were alive in 2007. Yeah, that was that's one that I cackle at very often.
That's also another one of my favorite episodes. Just like the energy was so much fun. Just the love we had for both of these albums was super palpable, and just I like the memories that we had attached to each of them. And just like the bits were great. I thought it was a great finale for like our regular episodes.
Magdalena boy. Yeah, that got me into Magdalena Bay. Genuinely. Like,
I'm glad.
I'd never heard of them prior to that episode. So like that album honestly just, it blew me away.
I know.
I still listen to You Lose like fairly often.
Good stuff, man.
And Hysterical Us.
It's a banger.
I think Hysterical Us started off as my favorite one.
Yeah.
Just from how like upbeat and like bright it sounds.
Yeah, rocky.
But like genuinely, I think You Lose, that low end is just insane.
I know, and just how glitchy and like punk it sounds. It's really cool.
With the buried vocals for like shoegaze.
Yeah.
I guess, you know, honestly, that also kind of ties into the idea of like exposing me to different genres I didn't really know about.
Yeah, man. Like My Bloody Valentine, right?
Which definitely, I will still say, like, I do like a couple songs off that album.
Yeah. It's grown on you a little bit, which is cool. But again, everyone's held their own opinion.
Shout out to MBV. They actually took their album Loveless off of streaming, I think.
Yeah, off of Spotify.
There are rips of it on YouTube, but for legal purposes, you did not hear that from me.
Exactly.
Yeah, no, what were we talking about? Oh, yeah.
Favorite bits.
Oh, yeah, favorite bits.
Yeah.
That episode was really, really cool. And also, like, talking about a live album like that was also really awesome.
Yeah, because that was the first and only time we've done that.
Yeah, at least between you and me.
Yeah.
I know we talked about a live album for one of my favorite guest episodes, the first Ben and Evan one.
That's right. Yes.
That is an episode where, like, anytime I can listen to it and I will just, like, crack up as if it's the first time I'm hearing it.
That was also a good episode. A lot of good bits on that one.
First time I met Ben was actually on that episode.
That's right. Yeah. And look at us now.
Yeah.
The Council of Five. Still together.
Yeah, in our hype house, right?
Exactly, in the hype house that we bought after we're going on hiatus.
Yeah, we're going to need to hunker down somewhere and work off all the debt that
would be the worst investment we've ever made.
Yeah, this podcast that gets like 10 listeners. Yeah. We're going to buy a fucking
hype house.
That sounds abysmal. Do you have any other bits that you like?
I got a couple. One is a very recent bit that also plays into our laughing fits. This is from the Night at the Races episode. This is the Lover Boys bit.
Oh my god.
The straightest song ever made.
Oh my god, yeah. A Day at the Races, completely hiding the fact that Freddie Mercury was queer. Yeah, how literally I still stand by that. How did nobody listen to that song and go, you know, you sure that Freddie Mercury is
Does he swing for the same team?
Oh man, great song, but just like I love how there was speculation. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then it was like the tabloids when it was revealed Freddie Mercury might have had. It's like, you're shocked.
Did you listen to a Day at the Races?
Have you seen any photo of him performing in his jumpsuit era? Oh my god. Yeah, no, that is a very good bit.
That bit was funny as fuck. Just the straight men choir. God.
Oh,
boys. Hey, boy.
that is a really good one.
I think another bit that I like a lot that played out when we were really heavy on editing was, of course, the Alex G Family Guy bit.
from Andrew Marshall's episode.
Yeah.
Was that talking about Alex G
and car seat headrest?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, holy crap, it's Alex G.
Peter, you gotta stop listening to Early Morning Waiting.
Peter, I told you. Marshall's impression was fucking uncanny there, low key.
It was It was really good.
I got scared that was my coffee.
Sorry, I disappeared real quick into the void.
Oh yeah, the void. I'm glad I'm glad we moved out of the studio and we don't record in a void anymore.
I agree. That was a hard era.
Yeah, that was the one thing I hated about recording in that studio. Random shit would just happen.
Yeah.
And not only that, but then the director would gaslight me into thinking
that you did it.
That it was like, oh, well, I wasn't doing that before. Mm-hmm. It's like, okay, but how is it that I'm doing the same thing?
Exactly, that I've done all the time.
Yeah, no, there were moments like that, like when the board reset and we had to figure that shit out.
Oh my god, that sucked.
And we either had to call that guy or our good friend Pat McMullen.
Yeah.
Who actually...
Yeah, little trivia.
Little trivia. We had a few guest episodes, really from every season, that just didn't pan out.
Yeah.
The most notable one was our mutual friend, Pat McMullen. He was going to come on and bring on 2 Hobo Johnson albums.
Yeah.
Which... I listened to the one in full, but I did not listen to the other in full.
Did you listen to Hobo Johnson, like, destroys his... alienates his fan base?
I think I listened... Whichever one is, like, the greener color
with the
one.
alien?
Yeah, that would probably help, yeah.
Yeah, that's a piece of shit album. That one's not very good.
I feel like I remember liking it at the time, but
Yeah.
I don't... I mean, like, I literally took those notes, like, 3...
Yeah, it's been years since we talked. That was the season 1 guest. There's also a couple more guest episodes that didn't really pan out from this season.
Oh yeah, that's true. One of my work buddy Max Adams is gonna bring on 2 really good albums. Actually, it was a Knocked Loose album, and then
brand new, The Devil and God Are Raging Inside Me,
like a really fucking awesome emo album. And I was excited to talk about both of those, but unfortunately, schedules just kind of like got in the way. And then
most recently,
if you pay attention to our little gap week,
Danny Damasio from Obsolescence was supposed to come on bringing us the theme of metal songs that have cursing, that have a song primarily made up of cursing to the tune of a classical music piece. Was very specific. That was the theme.
That was the theme? I remember he was floating around like Moby Dick or something.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay. No hate to you. But
the albums we were talking about was The Pick of Destiny by Tenacious D, and then Revenge of the Vengeance by Psycho Stick.
I was gonna make an effort to try and watch the movie for the Pick of Destiny one at the very least, but it just really didn't pan out very well. Like, I didn't get a lot of time to listen to those albums.
No, scheduling was really tight, and then it just didn't work out because his car broke down. So it was like, well, we don't really have time to reschedule.
That does suck though.
Yeah,
I feel like your car never breaks down at like a good time.
No,
you know what I mean?
Absolutely. There's never a time where it's like, do you know what? I could really go for my car breaking down. I'm in the mood.
I think from the amount of times where like it's happened at the worst moment, there are moments where I'm like, okay, if I broke down now, it wouldn't be the worst.
That's fair.
thing.
Yeah.
But I'm not like hoping.
I'm craving.
Hey, play that one where the muffler explodes. Yeah, no, fuck car troubles.
Yeah.
All across the board.
But of course, no hate to the guests that couldn't make it.
Oh, definitely not.
Yeah,
no.
Stuff happens, stuff gets in the way, and we've adapted. While you're looking, I think this is one that you can also relate to, one I mentioned pretty recently from Elizabeth and Andrew's episode together, where we're talking about Macy Peters' History of Man, and he looked it up on Google, and all he found was a picture of the evolution of man, which he said referred to as a picture of apes.
Yeah, that, oh my god. That, first of all, the timing of recording that episode, because that was season 2.
Mm-hmm.
I was so busy. Like, there was internship shit happening.
Yeah.
I think I had to listen to both those albums while I was doing video Steadicam footage for, like, an ice hockey game.
Uh-huh.
I remember, like, vividly listening to You Lost the Breakup while, like, there were roughies happening all over the ice, which was a very surreal experience for
soundtrack.
me, without a doubt. The Good Witch, a lot of things happened in that episode. Fucking Andrew made it to Baltimore,
That's
apparently.
true, he did.
That was so wild.
The recurring bit of Kanye was everything about Kanye being in the past tense.
Oh my gosh, it is a shame how good that album is.
I know, yeah.
It's just very well executed.
Mm-hmm.
I will say that is one of my favorite episodes, at least to record.
Yeah.
Because we didn't have multi-track recording at that time.
Oh yeah.
That episode, I could just tell listening back, sounded like a nightmare to try and edit.
I mean,
low-key.
yeah, because we didn't have multi-track, so like we couldn't adjust volume for everyone, so everyone's just kind of talking over each other at points, and it just kind of got to move past it.
Low key, there is a part of me that like will think back on some of our earlier episodes. And I'm just like, God, if I knew how cheap a fucking pod track, because there were dedicated silent spaces
exactly
in the studio, and we could have just borrowed microphone. There's a part of me that's just like, why didn't I just like come up with that idea?
Hey.
But then again, you gotta, if you don't have to buy it.
Yeah.
The rule in AV is if you don't need to necessarily buy it.
You should.
Borrowing.
Yeah.
Is always a good option.
Plus, we were still learning.
Oh, yeah.
So, eventually we got there.
Definitely. Well, I feel like we can't really talk about podcast memories without just talking about the overall Some Nights episode.
Honestly, yeah, I think that was the episode of the podcast where I was like, we got something. Like, this is cool.
It was definitely one of the funniest ones we ever came up with.
Uh-huh.
It just showed off the weird, tangents we go off of.
Yep.
The weird phrasing I have of, God, he's like 40, but like he looks really
so young.
Like I think back at that and I'm like, why the fuck did I say that? Like, you both had every right to be like, what are you talking about?
What the fuck does that mean? But then we just laughed at it because it was funny.
And then Tom just kept like making the joke over and over again.
Tom did his Tom thing.
Yeah, beating the dead horse.
And that episode inspired Tom A's albums.
And we had another episode. It was the Star Bomb and Turtleneck and Chain.
Yeah,
that was also very interesting. Mm-hmm. I think those are the two only guest episodes where we brought Tom something.
That's true. Yeah. Well, besides Tom's albums.
Well, I mean, like...
Oh, the only guest episode where we bring our guests the albums.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
No, we do bring Tom albums.
Yeah.
And we love it. Every single opinion he has.
I know. He's never wrong.
Never been wrong.
Nope. Never will be wrong.
Loves Taylor Swift.
Loves Taylor Swift. He loves that Taylor Swift. I'll tell you what.
He sure does. Yeah, but honestly, like, that whole episode is just fucking funny because, like, I had really liked that album for a long time, but I feel like it was that episode, especially, like, the more music that would follow that episode that I would get exposed to between, like, you and our guests, where I realized, like, it's not a very good re-listen.
No, I did not like it from my time listening to it when we recorded that episode.
Yeah, no, like, it's... I was telling Fataday the other day, special guest Fataday Korngor, I was telling him, I was like, if you just take out, like, this song, this lyric, this line, it's actually, like, a pretty good album.
If you take out, like, 40%, like, not bad.
Honestly, yeah, really. And then to put the cherry on top with Out on the Town.
Yeah. Oh, that was pretty yucky.
Jeff Basker.
That's honestly the epitome of there are two wolves inside you.
And then Tom would try to slip in the "he looks so young" line
every
opportunity, fucking episode. I feel like Out of all the guests or all the like the famous people we talk about on this podcast,
Yeah.
if Nate Roos tuned in to like
I
any
know.
episode from like season 1 or 2, I feel like we'd probably get sued.
He probably like, what the fuck is these guys' issue? We put that bit into the fucking ground.
We
Holy
did.
shit.
I mean, honestly, as much as like we might have handled it in like a similar Pentatonics-esque sort
Yeah.
of format, I do feel like our criticisms were valid.
Oh, for that album, 100%.
I definitely would have told myself to tone it down just like a little bit.
Same here. And I also think turning Nate Roos into just like a more absurd, like monstrous force that just kept interrupting us while recording.
I love how progressively worse it got every episode.
More sound effects. There was a bit to the point where like we were actively hiding from it.
Because it started off with him just like getting in the studio.
Walking in, be like, hey, get out of here, Nate.
And then it turned into just like
Oh my
It
god.
was like, I remember having to edit those and being like, oh, this sucks.
Uh-huh.
Because it was always on Tom Hates albums.
It was always on Tom Hates albums.
Thank God we
Yeah.
stopped doing that in season
agree.
Because Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I'm glad we toned down the edits. Like, they were fun, but they definitely took a lot out of me.
Oh, that for sure. I definitely feel that as the editor
Yeah.
of Tom Hates albums.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, he loves his edits.
He does love his edits.
He loves his bits that he could just like put all of his eggs in one basket on.
And then not have to reap what he sows.
he was, but the thing is, I'd rather edit these than have him edit it. If I'm being
That's a
real.
good point, because he'd go all the fuck in.
I love him to
Yeah.
death, but no.
I guess on the topic of edits, a moment I want to talk about it's pretty specific, but it was how many edits that I did for Maria's second episode, the Jeremy Shada one. Because I think those are some of my favorite edits I've ever done for this show.
Yeah, there was I miss the old AJ.
That was such a good one. There was the one where I was like, Matt, you happy? You happy? Oh, Nate Roos, come on in here. Up.
That was a good one.
Yeah.
You had to deal with a lot of just bullshit edits throughout the show. I think panning for
Oh
gold.
my god.
was also
that was a funny fucking bit. See, when you're panning for gold,
you find gems and copper and like all this stuff.
making active soundscapes wherever the fuck you're talking about.
I love the one part in that moment when like I start like going into it. I do like a prospector laugh.
Yeah.
And then Logan starts laughing. You're like, Logan, get into character.
Yeah. Logan, please. Don't interrupt.
That's a good one. I feel like the episode where we did Talking Heads,
Yeah.
when we did the multi-track recording, I was like, huh, it's actually kind of good to do
Wait
it
a
this way. Oh, man. I will say, trying to get people and organize schedules was so much easier when we were like, when I was at least in college.
Yeah.
And like, you know, so was Tom, and like we could kind of like
Just
know.
go to our friends.
and
who
we were
are
in the
still
same
school.
place.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that scheduling shit becomes so much more difficult when you're out of college and starting a project. Yeah, no, we've had some really good edits on this show.
That we have. Comment what your favorite edits are in the comments.
One of my personal favorites is from the Talking Heads episode, and
Yeah.
it was the fucking like the horses that are running through the studio. And then I was like, "We are the Knights of Saint Denis." And you're like, "Get the fuck out!" You know, it's funny. I did like a radio drama for my capstone in college, and like I feel like it was through this
Oh, shit.
podcast that made me kind of realize, like, oh, I could do that.
Yeah.
So that is one thing from this podcast that I could definitely say like was a benefit.
That's really cool.
Because I won an award for it, which
Yeah,
is
man.
pretty sick.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And it's all thanks to the family album.
Yeah. We should make it a family album licensed piece of media.
Exactly. Then we sue you. You sue yourself.
Yeah. I'll see you in court, AJ. Oh, man. I'm trying to think. Is there anything else? Because I feel like I definitely had like one or two more bits. Oh, well, we have to talk about fucking the entirety of the
Pentatonic Strikes Back.
we could talk about that.
Yeah. I'll save that for later.
I was gonna say one of my favorite like little bits that I feel like didn't really get its full time was definitely the Bjorn "Does Your Mother Know" saga. Oh my god. Just go.
Oh, that was funny.
Hot.
You're so cute.
in junction with a couple months before that
Yeah,
with the Blasting
Company.
God, what a fucking amazing line of
Combo.
albums. Season 3 was a weird year
Yeah.
for our podcast.
There was a lot of really weird album combos,
Oh, for sure.
but a lot of fun bits that came from it, and fun discussions as well.
Speaking of which, tune in for our next Bad Album Bowl
That's
episode
right.
winner.
Coming out next week, family heads.
Oh my god, yeah. We haven't, at time of recording, I have not taken my notes or
Yeah.
listened to the albums yet. I know for a fact one of them is going to be way worse than the other.
Oh, I agree. And I've listened to one of them already, which is the shorter one. And that one, I was like, I still was like, I want this to be over.
Oh gosh, Nostalgia Critics the wall though,
That might be a tough act to follow, but we'll see.
for sure.
Yeah.
I'm sure we're going to have plenty to say. And for the bonus Tom Hates Albums episode,
That's right.
Be a Man by Macho Man
Man.
Randy Savage.
So yeah, tune into that whenever that comes out.
Yeah, it'll be sometime.
Any other bits, or shall we move into some favorite guest discussions and episodes?
I say let's keep on moving.
All right. So I think initially when I think of like favorite discussions, I think the first one that pops into mind is the Taste of Vomit with Haram and Punisher.
Yeah, Haram, I've listened to that album like a couple more times after that episode, and genuinely, he really, I feel like, went into all of his points with such delicacy and care, and
Yeah.
I could really like commend him for that for sure.
I agree, and like the way that he just really kind of expressed his love for it by just like dissecting each of those songs so like precisely was so impressive, and just like it just showed just how much he cared for these albums, like what they meant to him, which I think was just really boosted my enjoyment of both albums.
For sure. I mean, I haven't listened to Punisher that much since
Yeah.
the episode, but like it got me into like Arm & Hammer because I was already into Billy
Yeah.
Woods from like a couple projects before. But my God, like let's not discredit or discount Elucid's like
yeah, man.
entire
I know.
contribution to the album because oh my God. Then having The Alchemist,
Yeah,
The
of
fuck?
course. Yeah, that's a dream team right there.
just the most like abstract hip hop, like disturbing, like Chicharrones, one
Yeah,
of the
man.
best songs on the album. Yeah, no, I love that episode. In a similar vein, I would probably say that if we're talking about albums that gave me insight, definitely the one with Tim Jones,
That's also on my list. Yeah.
the one with Animals and To Pimp a Butterfly. I think genuinely his and y'all's excitement of those albums, without a doubt, I think made me appreciate them more.
Hell yeah.
I would say Animals also kind of got me into like wanting to check out more of Pink Floyd's stuff at
Good
the
shit.
time. And T-Pab, I have it on CD,
Yeah, man.
and I actually did like a recent re-listen of that on CD in my car
Nice.
in one of my hour-long drives that I have to do every day.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, no, it was both those albums just genuinely have so much impact, and I think it was really cool to see one your pre-existing excitement that I like already knew of one of the albums, but Tim just like absolutely dissect with so much care both of the albums.
And being able to like take both of the concepts and themes of the albums and like roll them into one and like show how they can kind of like reflect off each other was really cool for me to see as like a lover of both of those albums.
One of the things I find joy in on this podcast is when like there's a moment on an album that a guest will be like, I love this or whatever.
Yeah.
And then I listen through the album again, like later down the line, I'm like, oh yeah.
Uh-huh.
And I remember what he said about this in the episode.
I know.
And I feel like T-Pab is like that for me, where like a bunch of Tim's insights will just pop up with like every line that Kendrick says on every song.
I agree.
So cool.
That was a really fun discussion. I think one of my other favorite discussions, this is pretty obvious, but Ben and Evan, their latest appearance, the Suicide Silence, Roger Waters, just because our collective hatred of both albums was one really fun to talk about, and it also meant like a lot to like both of us,
Yeah.
or to all of us, I guess, in terms of just our attachment to these artists and like how they just like fumbled the bag so hard.
God, I had never really, I had listened to Dark Side of the Moon like after that episode, so
Yeah.
like I'm more familiar. I had never really listened to a lot of Suicide Silence's like
Neither
other
did
stuff.
I. Yeah.
God, the Roger Waters.
I know, man.
It makes me so angry when I like think about it.
It's baffling.
It's baffling. It's selfish. It's baffling. It's
Yeah, disrespectful.
for real.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
to
fuck
the-
Roger Waters.
honestly,
Yeah.
yeah. Even though I got Evan a shirt with Roger Waters' face on it. Oh my god.
Ironically, guys, ironically.
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 Ironically. Yeah, no, I love that episode too. I think Ben has a lot of really good like points
Yeah.
about how like each song's kind of like a ripoff of like a
Other
band's
artists.
pre-existing song.
Yeah, that was a really fun discussion where you see his knowledge of the scene and like how Suicide Silence just botched every attempt that they could like when trying to achieve that same sound.
It's honestly so fun, and some of my favorite lines in that.
Uh-huh.
There's a stim that I do every once in a while that Ben does of like when the lead singer Suicide Silence tries to sound like he's like, don't mess with me, I'm like so crazy.
Yeah.
It's when Ben's like, you don't want to mess with me, I'm so crazy. I do that every once in a while. My job hates it, but
But I love it.
I love it.
So therefore they have to suffer.
Yeah, I'm put on a list at my job. But I love that episode so much.
Me too.
I
That's a good
also,
one.
from that episode, I think Evan's breakdown of the first time he listened to the album is one of my favorite moments of the entire episode. It's because it's so bad.
I know.
That's another one where I will listen to it, and like if I'm in a bad mood, I can listen to it and it'll put me in a good mood.
Yeah.
That one, I'd say that one and their first appearance. Their second one,
I agree. That episode's not great.
I mean, like, I think it turned out great.
Uh-huh.
I think it's just more like the recording, my headspace at the time.
All four of us were not in the right space to record that day.
Me personally, that was around the time where I was trying to finish up graduating.
Yeah.
I think it was
finals week, I think.
Finals week.
Yeah.
I had to catch up on a bunch of work because I was preparing. I went on a Spain trip.
Yeah.
And I was like really behind on like my capstone and all that shit. And I remember just being like, oh my God, like I have so much work to do and now I gotta go record this.
Yeah, this shitty fucking podcast.
Not even that. Just I was like, fuck, it's a Ben and Evan episode, so it's gonna be 3 hours.
That's also true. That was a long fucking episode.
I definitely. You had said in that episode that like, fucking Boards of Canada.
Yeah.
It's a very difficult album to talk about track by track.
Yes, uh-huh.
So much so that Ben pretty much just didn't talk about the album.
Essentially, every time it got to Ben's opinion, all he would say was, "Yeah, it's pretty good." But I mean, from our perspective with that episode, it was like you were having like your school issues. I think Evan had like a really like long shift at work, and then Ben and I just got back from like a run with Obsolescence, so we were all just like tired and
a
not
bad
in
mood.
the mood. Yeah.
Yeah, that was a rough one. I think it turned out like as good as it could get, for better or for worse. But
Their first and third appearance, that's the one to go to.
definitely, and potentially their fourth one.
That's true. Let's be on the lookout for that. It is tradition.
We do have a tradition here at the Family Album.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do.
We get completely naked and record.
That we did with Ben and Evan.
With Ben and Evan. Only with Ben and Evan.
Yeah.
Tom's just like frothing at the mouth, like, I need to get in there. Actually, I think he will be there.
Yeah, he's gonna like live studio audience it, I think. He's just gonna hang out and watch.
Honestly, that does sound fun.
All at the Tom Cook chair.
We gotta like make jingle. For the one time I will make a jingle, I will do it for that. And I'll figure out how to make it Weezer related.
All right, it's time to tune into the Tom Cook chair. Tom, what do you have to say?
I could definitely band in a box, put in some chords, and try to make a Weezer-esque sounding song.
All right, fuck yeah. This is a good plan. Good
We'll
plan.
see what happens, because he's not gonna listen to this.
That's right.
So, oh man, but I will say though, the Suicide Silence episode,
That's a lot of fun.
I think honestly, it's a tie between the first and the third of their appearances. Which one's my favorite? But like, I don't know. The Suicide Silence one is pretty fucking good.
So I think that's my favorite of their appearances.
Even though I still listen to both of their first episode albums like fairly regularly.
Hey, Mr. Bungle, it's a fun one.
Honestly, Rock Spectacle.
Yeah.
I really enjoy that one. Specifically, Jane. Their live version of Jane is definitely my favorite. Hair shirt, woven from your brown hair.
Man, this thing is itchy.
Get some Kohl's cash.
Shake your ass for some Kohl's cash.
Oh man, I'm trying to. Let me see if there's one more bit that I appreciate.
While you're doing that, I'm gonna look for some more discussions from guests. I think one that pops into mind, Amanda's for the Taylor Swift one. That was a very fun discussion. I enjoyed that. Just seeing how much she loved that artist and just dissecting all like the lyrics was a really cool moment. I enjoyed the One Direction episode. That was a lot of fun. With me and Megan just kind of shooting the shit about One Direction. Her as a fan, but recognizing that their first album is not very good.
God, Up All Night. Up
all night. We are going to be up all night.
Oh.
That was also just a really funny episode, and also kind of shifts my perspective on One Direction because they actually have some pretty good songs.
Yeah, definitely their second album for sure.
Yeah.
If we're talking about like discussions that I loved every time from the guest perspective,
Yeah.
Elizabeth, every
Yes,
episode.
I agree.
Even the crybaby one, like just the amount of facts that she would give us of like each song
Yep.
was remarkable.
I know.
Especially the last one with Brat and Kesha
I agree. That was a really good episode. That was a lot of fun.
playing fucking Grow a Pair on the bus to like some like soccer
That's
game.
so insane.
And then her teacher be like, give me the speaker.
You can't. This is banned now. Clay's discussion. That was also a really good one.
Got me into Queens of the Stone Age.
That's right. That was your number one for season 3.
I love that album. I think Rated R is my favorite of Queens so far, but like I love Songs for the Deaf.
I also liked how Clay drew things that kind of like that kind of popped into his mind for like tracks that he was listening to.
Oh yeah,
that was a really cool thing that really happened. Cool. DJ Roswell was a cool discussion.
Oh, the family meeting. Yeah, I remember that.
And I like how much that episode resonated with a lot of people on YouTube.
Really?
Like we got like a decent amount of people into that album from our discussion, which is really cool.
Is that a fact?
Yeah, it's like there's comments on there being like this episode like got me into this album. This is like cool as shit. I'm obsessed now.
It's crazy. And I don't even remember where I found this album.
Exactly.
Like,
yeah.
You know what? That might have been a TikTok one because I was like, wait, an album you can listen to on shuffle?
I know.
And have it be a unique but like fulfilling experience?
Okay. I need some of that.
I really think I'm gonna like this album. Yeah, no, I forgot that we did that episode. Holy shit. I actually, come to think of it, it's been a hot minute since I've listened to DJ Roswell.
Same. I mean, it wasn't my favorite album, but I just like that episode just had a big appreciation from like our community. Like they just really liked it, and that album specifically.
That is pretty sick. It is a very beloved album from what I gather.
Definitely has a built-up fan base. Marshall's episodes are always great.
Oh yeah.
Those were a lot of fun.
Except for Playboy Cardi.
I mean, that album I didn't enjoy, but
I got into a heated argument as somebody from work about that album.
That's right.
He was like, what do you mean this song is the worst? It's like, it sucks. Like, what do you...
Yeah.
I think the only unpopular opinion I have of that album is that the Nicki Minaj feature is the only good one off that album.
I see. I legitimately do not remember enough about that album.
I think the rest of the features are dog shit.
Yeah. All I remember is fucking Lean For Real. That's all I remember from that album.
Oh man, who can also forget, if we're talking like shitty rap, Post Malone's Beer Bongs and Bentleys.
God, I hated those albums.
God, Spoil My Night.
Zach and Codeine. Mr. Mosby in the lobby sipping lean. Sipping that walk.
My favorite is the fucking line where he's like, put that pussy in a body bag, and you're like, Post Malone, you do not have the
aura to say that.
Oh my god. Post Malone is so goofy, dude.
Yes, he is. What a fucking grifter.
Yeah, for real.
Anyway.
Yeah, now that we're done talking about Post Malone.
Do you have any more favorite discussions or bits? Because if not, I'll hop into some of my favorite episodes.
I think even though I didn't really care for one of the albums, I do enjoy the insights that our one guest, Alec Rusky, brought on both Modest Mouse and 10 by Pearl Jam.
Yeah.
Because one, got me into Pearl Jam.
True.
Love that album. That's an album I listen to literally all the time. Mm-hmm. And then I think the points he made about Modest Mouse are very apt because like the progression is real.
Honestly, yeah. From where they started to where they ended up. It's a necessary step to get there.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. Wholeheartedly, I agree.
But I guess with that, do you want to hop into some of our favorite episodes?
Sure.
That we ever done? So I guess these are kind of in release order, but episode 4, I think Tom's first appearance, I think that was the episode, like I said, that where our rapport and our formula like really kind of clicked for me. Where it's like, okay, like this is good. Like we got like the strat going forward. There were a lot of great bits in there. I think the album discussion was a lot of fun, and it got us a whole spin-off show.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
Episode 17, for the reasons I had already mentioned, when we talked about our whole recording experience as well as the discussion itself was a lot of fun, comparing the Beatles to like their almost satirical version. Episode 22, the Aim and Ignite episode.
Yeah.
That's underrated as fuck. That's one of my favorites.
I agree. Honestly, weirdly, one, how well those albums listening session wise went together.
I agree.
But then also, like, you did make a good point. Benson Hedges is a good song.
Yeah.
I also still stand that Bar Lights is one of the best ones on the album. That's just me, though.
Then also talking about Marvin's Marvelous. So many great bits from that one. Mucka Blucka.
Oh my gosh. Look you're too uptight, you know. I love that song.
Dude, especially on this month specifically.
Yeah, no, I'm the only one who could sing that song on this month.
That's right.
Okay. And also, who can forget Mary Kate and Ashley, I hope you understand. Now there's something is something and I wanna be your man. Fuck
tell
you
you
guys. Why would you write that?
Any episode with Elizabeth and Andrew is a banger.
God. Every single one.
Yeah, no matter like what it is. Check out any of those ones. They're great. They're funny. They're insightful.
Marshall Mathers was definitely up there.
I love those bits from that episode. Fucking Eminem orders a pizza. That's one of my favorite edits.
Yo, listen. You listen to Revival? Oh yeah, and
Keep the shit.
Keep the shit. Oh, so good.
Another underrated episode, I think. Two of them are family meetings. Our first one about viral music videos, and our third one about Super Bowl halftime shows. I think those were some fun discussions.
Sorry, the Super Bowl halftime show one is always going to be my favorite.
For the sheer reason.
Yeah, you know, Super Bowl's coming up, so we wanted to maybe talk a little bit about... I think I listened to that episode, and you can tell, like, we don't really, like, we think that it's happening then, but we're not sure of ourselves.
We're not confident.
And you can hear it as we're talking
yeah,
about
the Super Bowl, right around the corner, guys.
Oh, God. I love it. It's great.
Of course, episode 37, Pentatonic Strikes Back.
That classic.
That was a fucking monolith undertaking for editing, but I think it turned out really well, and it was a lot of fun. The recording experience was so much fun. As well as just like how we did it, where we just like wrote all that shit and then gave it to each other to read firsthand.
Some of the best bits of all time. Lucy Day.
Yeah.
That's been a reoccurring one in our friend group for a number of years
Come
now.
see Ghostbusters.
And I almost passed out. Yeah, I remember that.
AJAI, Drake sleeping.
The White Pharaoh. That was a good one.
Check out that episode is really fucking good.
It's a treat, honestly.
Yeah.
Redemption.
Oh man.
If you ever want to make Matt frazzled, tell him to read things on the spot. He can't do it.
I mean, dude, reading your story fucking got me so many times. It was hard to get through. It was so funny.
Dude, I was literally just typing the first thing. Like,
exactly.
I did not have like a structure. I just kept going.
Yeah. And it paid out. It was good.
I thought y'all's were going to be a lot longer. I'm not going to lie.
That's okay. It was worth it. Like I mentioned, the Magdalena Bay Live 2007 episode was a great finale for season 2. I think episode 45, the Jeremy Shade episode, was a lot of fun for editing as well as just the discussion itself. Episode 58, The Wall and the Jonas Brothers.
Honestly, like, some of the funniest bits that ever came out of our episodes. Because the Jonas Brothers one is like, nobody talks about how absurd that album is, but then putting that with...
one of the most acclaimed prog rock albums ever fucking made.
After listening to one of the worst versions of that album, that honestly, as stressful as that was recording wise, that was just a great stretch of time for like the nature and the quality of content for our episodes.
100%. Season 3, I think, was really good, like overall, and I liked how that episode specifically really tied into the theme of that season, which was Pink Floyd and bad music.
Yeah.
And also kind of showed up like both sides of the podcast with like the analytical and like the humor bit stuff. I think it was the perfect storm for just a great episode.
Yeah, guys, please, if you are going to listen to any episode, listen to that one.
Do that. That's a really good starter episode.
It's so good. We should make a playlist of like honestly, our personal favorites.
That's a really good idea. That'll be in the description below.
Word. I'll choose 5 or 6 and you can choose 5 or 6.
Hell yeah.
Or 6, 7.
Dude, wait.
Dude, if this wasn't family meeting,
exactly,
we'd have alarms.
So many edits right now
going off right now.
Tune in next week when we do it again, when we can actually do edits.
Yeah, on the bad album poll episode. Fantastic.
I have a few more. Some actually from like this most recent season. I have episode 62, the Halloween episode, Juju and Satanic Majesty's Request.
That was a good one. I really enjoyed that listening junction quite a lot.
I agree. Our discussion was fun. I also love Halloween, so that was really cool to like tie both those albums into it. The One Direction episode, like I mentioned, was just a lot of fun to just kind of talk about. There's a lot of good bits from there. The Kate Bush and Ram episode I actually really liked a lot.
I enjoyed that one too.
Really good like analytical side. The Disturbing Albums Iceberg Family Meeting is one of my favorites.
That was so fun to do the research and edit all that shit.
I know. That was so fucking rad.
I feel like also doing our like we choose an album and then we both go into it. Like, oh man, I also love the music I picked for that too.
I agree.
Sure.
Yeah.
Also, it got me into like 2 albums.
Exactly.
Fucking Revolutionary Revolutionary Opera, because I don't think I was saying the name of that right. And then also
Mandatory Preachers, right?
Yeah, fucking The Holy Bible.
Yes.
God, that album fucking rips.
It's really fucking good. Got me into that album too. It was really fucking good.
I gotta see any of the other albums that you mentioned. I would like to get into.
Yeah.
Maybe the fucking we're not talking about something. We're talking about steak.
We're talking about meatballs. Oh my god.
And then then the ambient album that I fell asleep to.
That's right, Lustmord. One of the most disturbing albums, and I fucking slept through it.
Things are big. Wow. I feel like Tom says a lot of quotes on this podcast. I feel like I say a lot of quotes on here.
We got some good moments, man.
Merch worthy for sure.
You know what? Since it's the Self-Lades episode, I'll say it. I think we're kind of funny.
Oh my god, I think we're very funny. And I will be unapologetic about that. I think we're honestly fucking hilarious.
Guys, poll of the week, are we funny? Kill our egos or boost them?
Yeah. See? Straight comedy right
Dude,
there.
Right to self.
You weren't expecting that, were you?
Nah. This is what you're gonna fucking miss, guys.
Anyway, keep going.
I got 2 more. Last one is the most recent family meeting we've done, the concert experiences.
That was a good one.
That was just so much fun to reminisce and just talk about. And then, lastly, the only Tom Hates albums I have on here, which is the Nirvana one.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Wow. I you know what's funny? I barely remember that one.
Yeah, I think the reason I remember is because that was the one that I edited.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. But I think that was a really good like discussion overall, and that's just like the bits that were included as well. I feel like that's a really good intro for Tom Hates albums.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
You kind of mentioned a lot of the contenders of ones that would be my favorite. So there are a couple other ones that stand out to me. The Animals Christmas one.
Yeah.
I think for better or for worse, that is one of our funniest episodes.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, like, talking about pictures at an exhibition, that was cool. But just, I love how right from the rip, I'm like, wow, one of the albums is about Christmas and the other one's actually good. That one makes me laugh. And then the fucking, like...
Talking about you, white bird!
Mr. Zebra, why would you say that? Someone invited all these fucking birds. God, the random like 2-bar jazz swing in the middle of Herod the Curious. Oh, that album sucks.
Why is he so curious? What's he so curious about?
Where is he? Oh man, that's one that I really liked.
Yeah.
God, let me think. As I guess as the editor of Tom Hates albums, there have to be some that I very much enjoy. I think the Purple Rain episode is like the perfect season opener for a Tom Hates album.
Honestly, that's a fair point. That's a good one.
First of all, like the jokes are funny in my opinion. Second, it foreshadows the Nostalgia Critic. Which is crazy that we ended on the Nostalgia Critic.
Dude, the scriptwriters were fucking on the money with that one.
I know. Good job, AJ. You wrote a really mean script.
Thank you.
As we established in the OK Computer episode.
I forgot about that.
God, let me think.
That's a good one, too.
I'm trying to think what other Tom Hates albums ones specifically.
Talking Heads
was really good. That one was funny because I feel like some of the like the notes from me from that episode I think are really funny. Like how the one song sounds like Hotline Bling if it was on like a crime show.
Oh, that's right.
That was a fun one. Also doing the multi-track editing and recording definitely made it like
a lot more enjoyable.
Yeah.
That's when you had your
real.
Miles Teller, Mr. Fantastic realization.
Nah, honestly, there's so many good Tom. I think Tim versus Tom genuinely was one of my favorite formats. It was also crazy because, like, I'm barely in that episode.
Yeah, we don't really talk much. We just kind of let them go off.
And even then, like, you talk more because I was suffering with allergies and I couldn't breathe.
I forgot about that.
I'm, like, red in the face trying to, like, draw breath even remotely, which was amazing.
Oh, wow.
Oh, my gosh. Let's see what else. I think in terms of the best episodes I've edited, like quality-wise, A Christmas Gift for You from Phil Spector.
Yeah.
I think my cuts were like very good in that one. Also, it was just funny.
I agree. I think that's also one of our best Tom Hates Albums episodes.
I was so hungover for that episode.
Yeah.
We were at a Christmas party, right?
We were.
Oh my god.
We recorded the day after.
That shit was so funny. I think honestly both Weezer episodes are really good.
Yeah, they're fun.
Like for their own different ways. Because the first one, Tom just was like, he's like, all right, I'm like, people like this and you know, whatever. Like, And then Pinkerton, we just removed any enjoyability that he could get out of Weezer.
Exactly.
And I love it. The Sgt. Pepper episode, I think, some of my favorite bits of all time. Tomato. Paul getting with the meter maid. Tom has some really fucking good lines. I think it's just like hatred for the Beatles in that episode definitely is also...
That just comes out of nowhere.
It's what makes it great. And then honestly, if I had to end with one... This is not in order of favoritism, but I think the Pet Sounds episode is also pretty good.
Yeah.
That was our pseudo Christmas Tom Hates albums.
That's right.
I think the whole like
the bit with Ben.
Yeah, the flashback with Ben was one of my favorite just like moments to record, but also moments to edit and like set it up because I was like, hey Ben, could you send me a video of
you chewing
real quick and just roasting Tom? And that was before they'd ever met too.
That's true.
So that's what makes it even funnier.
Yeah, because that bit started from Tom just out of nowhere.
He really just loves to die on bit hills without a doubt.
That he fucking does. And longtime listeners will know that is the case.
Yeah. Our podcast, without a doubt, is if you're really into just a mix of like
chaos,
but then also a true love or even true hate for some albums
and music.
It's a very fun journey.
Yeah.
Some episodes are definitely better than others.
That's true. We got some stinkers in there.
Well, a few.
Yeah.
I think overall though, hopefully for the people who've been listening for a while, it's been a very enjoyable experience.
Yeah. And to all the people that have listened, thank you very much.
Oh, definitely. Thank you, guys.
We appreciate you just constantly giving us your feedback, just for listening, for liking, subscribing, and supporting. It's been a nice journey. Also, a lot of our guests are our friends.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's really cool when they just kind of come up and talk to us just about music in general.
Oh, for real.
Because there's more insight into their taste. It also kind of gives opportunities to learn more about them as people, which is really cool. So, yeah, this podcast has done a lot for us.
Yeah,
which is nice.
For sure. And it'll be... I'll definitely miss it for the time that we're away and stuff, however long that is. But I can't say that I regret it.
No, I agree. It's definitely time for us to kind of like move on to other things at this point.
But we can get to that sappiness.
Yeah.
At the
outro.
Yeah, or... You mean the end episode, right?
That's what I mean, the finale.
I was about to be like, oh, we'll just keep going.
Running a month early.
I don't know if you have any other memories or anything specifically, because I think I might have said all of mine.
I think I'm pretty good.
If you guys have any memories from this podcast,
put them in the comments below.
Let us know.
Yeah, we'd love to hear your experience with the podcast as well. All of our guests, thank you so much for coming on and being a part of this little project between the two of us. Thank you to Tom, thank you to Ben and Evan for being such constant collaborators and just like forces behind this show and being able to make it happen. Thank you to Ben and Evan for being the inspiration for the show as well.
That's true. Album tonight.
Yep, rest in peace. Yeah, thank you so much for your constant listening and your love and support.
And I hope you enjoyed this episode of
Family Meeting.
It's been a good one, but
Not
we'll
the
be
last
back.
one.
Well, yeah, sorry. This is not. We're not ending just yet. But,
no.
It's been a good episode, but we'll be resuming with our normal content next week.
With our Bad Album Bowl winners.
Oh God. As always, my name is Matt Glass.
And I'm AJ Tsunari.
Peace.